living glam, living rock, living with Jonathan and Katy.
Welcome to Zooming
with Jonathan
and Katy.
How have you been? It's so weird. We listeners and watchers out there, we live 2 blocks away, so it's very odd. I feel like I can hear you.
I know.
So
you can put that little can out the window like we're little rascals.
Yeah, and I just throw it.
But I would just you would just put it in a lipstick and then throw it back to me, and then I would put in the glitter.
What little rascal would you be?
Who's the hottest one? Alfalfa is like the popular one. He had the little like ding. But there's like a little there's one called Froggy. He was like a 9-year-old with a very deep voice.
Hi, I'm Froggy. I like that guy, yeah.
Yes.
No, I would be one of the 2 kids. Remember the 2 kids who like loved pickles? Like they were like always searching for pickles, and that's me. I do love
no, you know who I would be? The weird little blonde little waspy boy that was like Darla's other boyfriend. He was like a 7-year-old who wore a blazer and was like, oh my.
Which is very funny because Alfalfa was like, he's trying to steal Darla, but it's like, girl, he's a full-blown homosexual, and he just wants to kiki with Darla, and then you can go and, slam her.
I love it. Slam her, oh my God.
With his little alfalfa.
Oh my God. I did the unthinkable. I listened to Demi Moore's autobiography on tape.
Did she narrate it?
She sure did.
Oh, it wasn't narrated by Joy Behar or something?
Joy Behar doing Demi. She'd be like, Demi Moore's great memoir, page 1.
And that's when I was a size 2. You could see my abs. Who cares?
And I said, Ashton, what are you doing? So whatever.
No, she'd just be reading and she'd be like, and that's when, and yada, yada, yada. Like she wouldn't even read full sentences.
Well, there's our next SNL packet sketch. Audible presents.
Girl, SNL isn't going to survive Rona.
God. No, I read her memoir. I love memoirs. You guys probably don't know this about me. It's like a big part of my personality. I love all celebrity memoirs and the shocking things that you find out. So she had a very messed up childhood. I won't go into that. But the big drama or the scandal is that her and Ashton, they had a little third in their relationship.
They had an alternate.
They had 2 alternates. They had a regular and an understudy. Yeah.
A woman?
And yes. And she says that she did it, of course, because she wanted to prove to Ashton that she was like young and cool and hip. And but she felt like it was the beginning of the end because also he used that as justification for then why he cheated on her with like a 21-year-old.
Yeah, no.
So, bye boy. But that was fun. And then also I just love to find out about like, how marriages crumble and things like that. And basically Bruce Willis married her very quickly. Like they got married and had a kid within like 2 years. And he just couldn't handle how successful she was getting. She had Ghost. She had G.I. Jane. And fun fact, she did the actual like Marine boot camp training, and Sam Rockwell dropped out of G.I. Jane because he couldn't handle the boot camp.
That's pathetic.
So think about that.
That's pretty crazy. You drop out, like that's crazy. But also that's so weird because if she had Ghost and G.I. Jane at the same time, Bruce Willis had Die Hard and Pulp Fiction. Like Pulp Fiction came out in 94, so I don't know
But he thought he was going to get like a stay-at-home hottie. Basically,
it's so weird that straight men can be just as powerful as their female counterpart, like literally just as bankable of a movie star.
He was like quadruple. He made way more money than her, even so.
Right. So he's even doing better. But the fact that she still has power is like not sexy.
Yeah. Also, when she was sober for like 25 years, and then when she got with Ashton, she relapsed. Because he also told her that he didn't think alcoholism was real. He thought it was like, just like do it in moderation. And then she started drinking and drugging. And then she had like an overdose at a house party. And then she got like, it was all scandalous. TMZ found out. And then her daughters didn't talk to her for 2 years.
Damn. Those ungrateful bitches. That's not the time that you don't not talk to someone?
It's really sad. She said that even on family day at her rehab, like for like 2 years, her daughters didn't like call her on Christmas, Mother's Day. They didn't come to family day at rehab, anything. And I was like, that's savage.
That is savage, and I don't think she deserves that. I mean, they are just like rich, spoiled brats.
But yeah.
Like.
But that's the highlight of my week.
I love that you're already researching your divorce before your marriage.
Oh, I always do. I have prenups on file for many. And my dead husband. You still have not watched Tiger King. I don't think you don't plan to.
I watched part of the first episode, and it was just too much for me. And I also got really freaked out because I found myself strangely attracted to his husband. And so I was like, I got to turn this off. I've been in quarantine too long. So remember when he was like slapping the guy's tummy, being like, this guy's a stud right by the gator? And I was like, who
and
are
it says
these people?
Property of Joe Exotic.
Yeah.
Well, the great news is that guy actually has teeth now. So hero.
Oh, great.
There's a lot you don't realize. You think you know, but you have no idea.
Oh,
I highly
God.
recommend it.
Thank you, MTV True Life.
Can I ask you this? When you saw it, did you know that Joe Exotic was gay, like before you saw it?
Yes. Yeah. He talks kind of gay, and he's kind of flamboyant, and yeah. But also his name's Joe Exotic. So.
Was there any part of you that felt like really excited to see that representation on screen?
No, because this is why I don't want to watch it. It's just like more gay buffoonery of just kind of like America. Like America's watching this, and like the peek behind the curtain of like, oh, this is what gay people are like. It's like fully.
It is.
Sometimes they are like this, but
most of them have teeth. I just want to say that.
Okay, actually more gay people have teeth on average than straight people.
That is so true. That's a tweet, and that's a fact. But how did you feel about Carol Baskin?
Okay, see, I thought she was gonna be like, oh, here's the hero of the story. But as soon as I saw that fucking flower crown, I was like, girl, you're really hard to believe too. Also, I know I only got just like a scratch into it, like maybe halfway through the first episode, and there are other episodes, right? So, but it looked like her cat sanctuary, they also had them in cages, just bigger cages. And so I was like, I don't know who's right here. And also because of that, I didn't understand the psychology of these white people. I mean, these are just white people. I look white, but I'm not white. And so it's just very much like, what's going on here? I don't know why I should care about this.
But wait till the Cuban drug lord comes on in.
Cuban?
Yes, honey.
That's the whitest Latino you could be. Except for Argentinian, they don't consider themselves Latino.
Carol Baskin, I mean, you barely scratched the surface of her, but I saw
her closet. As soon as I saw her closet, I said, girl, no. And as soon as she was like, and I'm actually allergic to cats. And I'm like, girl, no. Oh God, there's Carol right here.
Stay fierce. My favorite part is, I don't know if you saw it, but like anytime they cut to her in her own little like YouTube videos she always goes, hey, cool cats and kittens. And to me, that was the most horrifying phrase in the entire series.
It's just crazy. I mean, but it's very interesting though, because it does put together two worlds that we don't really see, which is this gay world with this like hick hillbilly, like Okie world. And those things usually do not collide in an open way. Like you don't ever see that out in the open, you know?
Yeah. Well, I personally have, I do have experience with tigers because I was once at a friend's wedding at a private animal sanctuary, red flag. And in between the ceremony and the reception or whatever, you could like walk the grounds and see. And they had a Bengal tiger that was like, literally, it was like one of the biggest tigers in the country because it was so obese. Like literally, it like couldn't even move. It was like truly the size of a full-size bed, like entirely. And it like couldn't move. It was in this small cage. And I'm sitting there, I'm like staring, and then literally in my mind, like out of the shadows comes a very gruff, very Joe Exotic-esque character. He looked like all the people who work at Joe Exotic's place, like
right,
ex-con kind of vibes.
Yeah. And
he was like grizzled, and in my mind, he like came out, and he literally was like, "Do you want one of them to lick you?" And I was like, yeah. And he was like, "Come over here," and then he literally was like, put your hand flat against the gate. It was like a chain link fence, you know? He's like, put your hand flat. And he was like, do not put your fingers in. And I was like, okay. So I just like had my hand like that. And then a white tiger came up, licked my whole hand, and it was like sandpaper. And it was very magical. And he said that I was asking him if he'd ever been like attacked by them or something. And he said that he hand reared them. And so they have to be bottle fed every 2 hours when they're like infants, like around 24 hours every 2 hours. And so he said when they were all little, he used to like watch TV and have them on his chest while he was bottle feeding them at like, 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m. But because of that, like they would feel his heartbeat and they like liked that. And so when they became 400-pound tigers, they would like run up to him and like try to like jump on him or like as though he could hold them. And one time he got pinned underneath one of them. It's a 400-pound tiger at like 2 a.m. And it came and it sat down on his chest because it was like, let's cuddle. And he said that was the last time he ever bottle fed them like that.
Jesus Christ. Did you say a 200-pound tiger?
No, 400 pounds.
Oh, 400-pound. I was like, highly doubt that. Yeah.
Yeah. And even the one that came and licked me was like it was like a tween technically.
The obese tiger's like, I'm just 200 pounds.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what the thing, like we just cage these animals just like with blackfish. You saw like their deformed dorsal fins and all that stuff. And it's just kind of like, why do we do this? They're not meant to be that obese. They're not meant to be in these cages. It's just kind of like, I don't want to see any of that. I don't care about these people's lives. It's just like, it's like a foreign land, I don't care.
It is Florida. You're right.
Well, no, it was Oklahoma.
And Florida, yeah.
Oh, great. The two star children of the 50 states coming together.
But I did, having family in Oklahoma, it did make me feel connected to my roots in a way.
Well, when I went with very funny comic Leah K. Janey, and she's from Oklahoma City, I've been to Oklahoma City 3 times, and I've been to almost all the places they mentioned, which is why I was like, ugh. They were like, Norman, Blackwell, Moore. And I was like, oh, I did comedy in all those places. So I was like, yikes.
And did you take home a tiger from any of those places? Did you get tipped in tigers?
Yeah, they tip you in tiger. That's what happens when you do comedy or drag at Show Exotics. They just hand you a baby tiger.
Literally, he would. It's so wild.
That's insane.
But yeah, Carol Baskin, definitely my one of my dear best friends. Also, what's crazy is that, so, I used to work for Dog Fancy / I would help Cat Fancy sometimes. And my friend Lindsay worked for Cat Fancy. And she went and she wrote an article once on, she did go to like a different kind of tiger sanctuary rescue place.
Yeah.
She wrote an article about it. And then Joe Exotic, this is all like after the fact, like we've been talking this week. And she's like, dude, when I wrote that article, all these tiger owner Pete psychos like wrote in because they were angry about it. And she's like, one of them was Joe Exotic. And for many years, when you Googled her name, like his Weirdo Psycho website popped up and it was like him complaining about her article.
Whoa.
And that is iconic. That's
crazy. I mean, I knew he was a gay man, especially when he was like giving presentations to like customers or like the documentary crew. And he was like, and now let me tell you about that bitch, Carol Baskin. It was very much like, girl, like no one knows who this, like whoever was there, no one knows or cares who that is, except for maybe the documentary crew. But it was just kind of like, they did a bunch of shots of him doing that. And it seemed like he had just brought her up a lot all the time.
Yeah. And I would love to know who his stylist was. I mean, obviously it was like him, but
I think it was Moschino, right? Moschino, I'm sorry. I'm here to set the record straight. Listen up, fashionistas. Moschino's bad. It's not a good brand. Nothing they make is good. It's terrible. Okay. You don't look good. You don't look cool. They're tacky shit. It's not good. It's not even like fun and like I know it's supposed to be like a drag brand, kind of like it's a high
like
fashion
gaudy
brand. Yeah, it's like a high fashion brand that a lot of drag queens love to like use, but I'm just like, no, I don't buy it. And you know what I really hate is, and I know not all their stuff, I'm familiar with Moschino, and I know not all their stuff is like this, but a lot of their most like famous commercial stuff is like this. I don't like stuff with branding on it. That's just corporate logos to be like, how is wearing a corporate logo alternative? Like wearing like a McDonald's t-shirt. It's not alternative.
Yeah.
It's shitty. And I said it. And
that's why I only wear my Joe Exotic sweatshirt from his view. full on though, I swear to God, some fashion designer will do a Joe Exotic inspired or a Tiger King inspired line,
Mm-hmm.
and I will be here for it.
It almost seems like Versace should be the one to do Tiger.
Yeah,
You know what I
because
mean?
Versace already would have tigers in like tigers and gold chains. Like, also, side note, why for many years, do you remember like, this was like very hot 90s, maybe early 2000s thing. Like, why did like perfume ads, maybe some fashion shows, a lot of music videos, they always were like, it's me and an alligator. Like
Yes.
full, you know what I mean? It would be like in gold, like she'd be like painted in gold, and then like a like alligator would be right here.
Yeah, it would be like, look at me, this like naked woman model next to this python. You know what I mean? It's very, honestly, actually, you know who just recently did that was Doja Cat in her video Rules. She's lying in snakeskin like chaps and leatherwear out in like the desert. It's obviously somewhere out in like Yucca Valley or Palm Springs or Joshua Tree. It's a great song. Have you heard that song Rules by Doja Cat? It's great. And the video is great. But near the end of the video, she lights a car on fire, then lays on a table in the middle of the desert, and a humongous anaconda she lets crawl up her like vagina area and like up her body. And I'm like, hell no, I would never do that.
So gross. But Beyonce also, she had like exotics on like, you know, they always have them on like chains too. She had them in Around the World and in Upgrade You. Yeah. Gaga had like Great Danes, but it's always, why is it like exotics are always like the sign of wealth? I'm like, you're not like a chic, you know?
Well, the reason that it is because remember, we all come from countries here in the Americas, North and South America and Central and the Caribbean. We all come from countries that are colonial countries. And so the richest people in colonial times always flaunted their wealth through the capturing of exotic animals from whatever lands that they were colonizing. So I think over time that actually became a symbol of wealth. If you can afford to have this insanely exotic bird, snake, reptile, cat, it shows that you are very, very wealthy. But it's actually, I think, a remnant of colonialism, you know?
Well, I only have one Dalmatian fur bench in my house, and I killed it sustainably. So
that's perfect.
Just kidding. It is, it's such a wild thing. I went on I learned that, do you know alligators, they can only run forwards and backwards. So if you want to get away from one, you have to run in a zigzag.
Cute. That's good to know.
Survival tips.
It's like running in the barrio.
Yes, exactly. Literally, alligators and gang members, when they're shooting you remember the zigzag guys.
But I grew up in beautiful Eagle Rock, which is like a residential, nicer neighborhood in Northeast LA, for those of you who don't know. But my dad, you know, he grew up in Boyle Heights in the project. So every time I left the house, he would always say, remember, zig and zag, zig and zag. And it's like, girl, I'm going to a theater camp. Like, no one's shooting at me.
Well, there could be jets and there could be sharks and they could be practicing.
I know, yes. Oh, also, I have been listening to the West Side Story soundtrack. It's so good.
Have you seen any of the first looks for the new one?
No, I haven't.
Vanity Fair released. Anita is Afro-Latina.
Okay.
Very exciting.
Yeah, very Puerto Rican. Yeah.
And this time they have real Latino people playing Latinos. So
that's good. Because didn't they have literally two? Or was it just one?
I believe they had zero, and the main guy was Greek.
No, they had Rita Moreno. She's
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'm thinking of the boys.
Oh, right.
Because the boys were just like extra bronzer, you know?
Right. The boys were like ethnic white people, like Greeks and Italians, with extra bronzer. Which Rita Moreno, even though she's Puerto Rican, they also put bronzer on her. And there's that famous story where she was talking about in the makeup chair, where she was like, why are you making me this dark? And they were like, we need to make you look more Puerto Rican. And she's like, I am 100% Puerto Rican. I'm from Puerto Rico. Like, she's from Puerto Rico. And they're like, are we going to have a problem? And so she kind of had to make a choice of like, do I ruin my chances or do I just like get bronzed, you know? So it's just like really fucked up because they're making a Puerto Rican woman like look more Puerto Rican. If that makes, it's basically like a white person's imagining of a Puerto Rican person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm disappointed I didn't get the role of Anita. again.
Love Anita
But-
again. Glad they made Anita a Black Latina.
Yeah. It's
Who is it?
I don't know their names. It's like I feel like I want to say it's a lot of unknowns, but they're like younger. And I think the girl who is like maybe she's been on Broadway. I'm not sure. But First Look, check it out. What's your favorite West Side Story song?
It's the I actually have my phone here. I've been listening to it all day, so I'm just gonna find it for you so I can tell you right now. What's yours?
I mean, I love America's like I think one of the maybe the best musical song of all time, like number and everything. I just love Jet Song. The whole opening number and Officer Krupke is a great one.
Officer Krupke. I used to use that for
But I also just really like the lyrics and the commentary is great.
No, my favorite one is this is what
For
it is. This is the one I was listening to it over and over again, but I always forget the title of it. It's A Boy Like That. And it's just the song between Anita
A
and
Boy
Maria.
Like That.
Yeah, A Boy Like That.
Yes.
He'll kill your brother. He'll leave you. Yeah. He'll leave you lonely for another. Like, it's like that. Yeah. I love
own
that
kind.
song.
Stick to your own kind.
Yeah. And it's very like operatic too, because she's like, a boy who kills has no heart. A boy who kills cannot love. And then you give your heart and your love to that boy. Like, you know, and it kind of like, and then she's like, that is mad, Maria. That is mad. Like, she's just.
Okay.
Like,
also, what's crazy is I believe in the timeline. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. I think he kills her brother and then comes back and then they have sex for the first time.
yes. It's
and
like,
then Maria yells at her about it's wild.
Anita yells at Maria about it.
Right.
Yes, there's race stuff, but she's actually right about, if you take the race thing out of it, she's actually correct about the situation, because Maria is dating someone who killed the love of her best friend and her own brother, right?
Yeah.
Like, Tony killed Maria's brother.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I can only speak for me, but if I was dating a guy who killed my brother, that would probably be a deal breaker. You know what I mean? Also, even if it wasn't my brother, if I was dating a guy who killed Chris, who you're dating, I would not be like, but Katy, he's honestly like, he's kind of misunderstood. You know what I mean? Like, I would, like, honestly, Maria's kind of a selfish bitch. She kind of is. Like, how are you this selfish? He literally, Tony murdered your brother, and your brother is the love of the life of your best friend. Like, he literally broke your family, broke your community. Like, a death like that can break a family, you know? So,
But she feels pretty, and you can't put a price on that.
This is also why, like, you can tell just this whole story was written by white people. It truly is, because it's like, what, even though whites were bad, but like, in the end, you gotta love us. You know what I mean?
But I guess
like
it is written by white people because it was written by Shakespeare.
Oh, is it basically? Yeah, but
it's Romeo and Juliet. Yeah.
Yeah, but the adaptation was adapted by white Americans. The difference is with Romeo and Juliet, race didn't really have anything to do with it. But
the whole point of it is the race, and that's why like the lyrics of like America are like the best. Candor and Ebb like crush it in terms of the lyrics.
Right. Oh, and I guess
the moral of the story being.
And I guess Juliet is Maria, and Juliet also is kind of a selfish little child bitch in Romeo and Juliet too. Do you want to know why? Because honestly, Tybalt, who was killed, Mercutio was killed, right, by Tybalt. Tybalt slain Mercutio. Mercutio was like Juliet's cousin.
Yeah, they're all related.
How could you still be in love with someone who killed your cousin? See, like, honestly, when you're young, you're like, Romeo and Juliet, they had it right. And then when you get older, you're just like, no, they literally were 13 and Juliet's dating a murderer and then they both killed themselves. This makes no sense.
But this is a new Netflix teen drama for sure.
What is?
The whole story. I'm 13, my boyfriend murdered my cousin, and we live in Oklahoma.
Yes. Yeah.
And I wear cool eyeshadow.
It's called Ronnie and Julie.
Do you want to do an angel card reading?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know about these angel cards. I usually love my devil cards.
These are truly the most ridiculous cards, but I'm going to do this.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
You're going to tell me when to stop.
Stop.
You have got, this would be a beautiful woman's name. Clairsentience.
For some woman who works in like Yucca Valley and sells alfalfa sprouts.
This is Archangel Raguel.
Remember Ragwell? Remember how crazy Ragwell was at weddings?
He's so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Clairsentience. Notice your recurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. And here we have clairsentience. Okay. Please honor your feelings. Don't be afraid of deep emotions or intense feelings. I can help you distinguish between your own feelings and those of others. I'll also help you clear any energies you may absorb. I'll guide you toward people, situations, and places with clear and loving energy. Your repetitive emotions and physical feelings provide important information, so please notice and follow these feelings. They're answers to your prayers. Ask me to help translate confusing messages so that you'll clearly know which steps to take. Working with Archangel Raguel. Like an air traffic controller, Raguel sees archangels and angels, ensuring harmony, cooperation, and order among them all. In this same way, he'll help you sort all your feelings, enabling you to notice, understand, and follow them. What does that bring up for you?
I mean, I already know what I'm feeling and what I need to do.
And you're not going to know.
And I already know what I need to do, Ragwell, but I can't do it because we're on quarantine. Someone needs to tell these angel cards that these... Speaking of this, this is very teacher of me. Speaking of this, see this? I'm still watching all those, like, the angel card readings, the tarot card readings on YouTube. And Nike, like, I'll be watching them and Nike will just, like, look at me like crazy while I'm watching them because it'll be like, guys, April. And these are, like, recorded, like, a week ago. And they're like, April's going to be a big month for y'all. It really is. Like, it's going to be a month of freedom. And it's going to be a month of getting a lot done, productivity. It's like, it is absolutely not going to be a month like that. I don't know who. It's like they do these readings, even though the world outside is telling them.
They're like it's going to be a month of fresh air and sunlight.
It's crazy because they'll do the reading and try to interpret these cards when they will not try to interpret literally everything going on around them.
Yeah, that's because they work on a different plane, honey. Okay, I'm going to pull mine now.
Okay.
But let's do this. How about this? Because you're so clairsentient. I'm going to pull my card and I'm going to tell you what it is, and then you're going to tell me what it means.
Okay.
Ooh, sensitivity. Ugh, we know. Archangel Haniel. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Honey, I've been honoring my sensitivity.
We love you, Miss Haniel.
This has become a musical theater deep cut.
Yeah. So
this is literally my self-portrait.
Yeah.
That's me in my backyard during quarantine.
Just playing a harp.
Composing a new Beyonce song.
So you want me to tell you what it means?
We know what that one means. That wasn't that exciting because it's like,
it's a word that we use.
Whatever. Here, let me look up though what Haniel has to say about it. Sensitivity.
A boy like
also,
that.
It's just say sensitivity. We know what that means. Okay. Yeah. Additional message. Sensitivity is a beautiful and powerful gift, and there's no such thing as being too sensitive. Your sensitivity helps you know the truth about situations and people, and it's important for you to trust and follow these hunches, intuitions, and impressions. Spend some time alone in nature to further develop your sensitivity. Avoid harsh situations and chemicals. Bitch, I need sanitizer. At home or at work, ask me to help you choose life-affirming foods, beverages, companions, and activities. Know that it's safe for you to feel deep emotions as they're part of your sensitivity. Visualize the two of us sealed in beautiful bluish white light. Okay, Haniel. This light dissolves any lower energies, transmuting them into love. The light also helps you distinguish between your own feelings and those of others. Haniel helps us honor our natural cycles, moods, and rhythms. This sounds like menstruation. She assists us in embracing all aspects of ourselves, including our strengths, setbacks, and shadows. Call upon her if you ever feel unsure or bad about yourself. Haniel will help you appreciate yourself and see how beautiful you are right now. Honey, don't need an angel to tell me how beautiful I am and sensitive.
And also, you were correct. Like, stay away from harsh chemical. Girl, we do need sanitizer. We need it.
Straight up disinfectant. So this is not the time.
Yeah.
For any of that.
I think though, that also means that you should definitely open up your third eye.
What is that?
It's
it has a bow. I know, but it also has a mustache on it.
No, it's just like little feathers, and you come in, like you write, you know, like you have a little journal, and you come in, you're like, dear diary, you know, like.
Was there nothing more exciting, like as a child, than getting stationery, like a fun pencil?
Oh, yes.
I mean, I remember being like, pencil case, you've heard of it. I would have my pencil case and all my little, like, it would be like a strawberry eraser, and it would smell like strawberries.
It was the joy. It was like simple pleasures that now, that type of shit, like, I'm looking at a bunch of pencils right now and I only feel anger, you know? But
well, talk to Ragwell about that.
I've been trying. That bitch, he doesn't rag so well. I don't know.
That angel ghosted you.
He did,
yeah. Oh, God. What have you been enjoying? Have you been watching, reading things?
I mean, I've just been watching Drag Race.
Jonathan's favorite things.
I've been watching Drag Race. I hate this quarantine. I like truly hate this quarantine. Like I don't know what else to do. But no, I've been watching Drag Race. I've been watching porn, a lot of porn.
Okay.
I'm very
top hot hits.
Well, Pornhub is doing this kind of like, you have access to their premium videos for like a month, just as like a thank you or something.
Thank you. Very generous.
But I think maybe they changed it because I had access to the premium videos for like a week, and then now I don't.
You hit the user limit.
Yeah. We've just been like cooking. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been doing a lot of reading. Maybe I should do more reading. I don't know.
What have you been cooking?
Just like chicken and salsa and like chile rellenos and Nike made tostones, which are like fried little plátanos, like very crispy thin. They're very like Dominican and they're delicious. But yeah, what about you? What have you been watching besides Tiger King?
Well, Tiger King, we're watching The Wire, so I'm learning to be a straight man right now, which is very fun. I'm not usually a crime or drama person, but it is. I do. Have you ever seen it? I like it because it's actually very realistic. Like it's not like, hey, we solved it all in one. It's like it shows you all the level of bureaucracy and corruption, you know, on all sides of it. And then you go, wow, who's the real hero? Who's the criminal? Is it the cops? Maybe it is.
And does your boyfriend stop all the time and go and watch? This is the best part. And play again?
No, I have the bad habit of, I'm the person that, like, as we're watching, I project what I think is going to happen.
Oh.
I'm like, it's him, huh? He's the killer with the thing, and he's just like, shut up and watch. So I know I'm being very annoying. I made cinnamon rolls, and I didn't know that I could. So it's meant so much to me to learn about this new lifestyle. No, it was, I mean, I made a full cake, and I was trying to like make it healthier, so I put in less sugar. And then I was like, oh, and I'll just make my own cream cheese icing. And instead it tasted like I just put cream cheese on bread. It was disgusting. Mm-hmm. So I threw that away.
Yeah.
But the cinnamon roll has changed my life. Chris, my boyfriend, made dinner for the first time ever. And it was amazing. And I was very proud of him.
What did he make?
Enchiladas and beans and rice. And like a beautiful, as I told him, I feel like I'm at El Torito right now. That's why it's amazing.
I do have to say, with the chile rellenos that I made, go to my Insta, everyone, if you want to see a picture of those hot chile rellenos. The rice.
We'll link them down below here.
I did take a picture and I posted it because there's nothing to do. So it's like, it's 2010 again. So food pics are in full swing.
Yeah, we're back.
But I do have to say, it is the best Mexican rice I have ever made. It just came out so perfect. And my secret was I did all the steps like I normally do, but then I finished off the rice and the chile rellenos in the oven, and then the rice just came out like absolutely perfect. I mean, just like perfect. It tasted like professional. It was good.
It's wonderful when you make something that you just like fucking love. You know?
It's great. Right now we don't have much. I think tonight we have to eat like tuna and like potatoes and kale or something. Like a tuna fillet, so it's not terrible, but yeah.
I thought you meant like canned tuna.
Oh hell no, I don't do that shit. Dog food, no.
Yeah, it's getting a little, I feel like I've crafted everything I needed to craft. I keep being like, now I'm just literally looking around for anything that's white in my house, and I'm like, let's paint it. So I'm gonna end up with the psycho kindergartner's house. But
I mean, people are having fucking meltdowns. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the 30-day challenge has been a good way to ground myself and feel like I did something like physical specifically, because it's very easy just to, although I did just YouTube. Did you know there's workout videos that you can do literally in bed? Like, it's like a chick. That's the level I'm at right now. It's harder to do ab workouts in a sinking mattress because it's like unstable, you know?
That is actually kind of true. That makes sense. Yeah.
So some of them are actually harder. So I'm at that point. I have been doing an eye look in the evenings. I feel like I'm in Downton Abbey in that I like put a full eye on for dinner.
You know, I've been trying to practice my lip to get a good lip look, because it's my worst thing that I do makeup wise. And so I did a really good lip last night, but it was one of those things where you kind of realize the importance of following the makeup rules of things, because even though it looked good in person, when I took a picture, it literally looked like I blew a red devil. You know what I mean? Like, it had no shading and nothing like how it looked in person. There was no dynamic or any kind of shading or anything. And I realized it's because I just kind of lip lined with basically the same color that I was using, like the same lipstick, and then the same the lip pencil, the lipstick, the lip gloss, and the setting powder was all the same shade of red. And it was just kind of like, oh yeah, so there is no illusion when I take a picture and the flash goes off of a fuller lip and like a lip ridge, and there is no illusion. It's that way in person, but in a picture it doesn't look that way. So I realized, oh, I should have lip lined with a like brown pencil, because that would have actually, I think, created more of a shadow.
I'm so glad that I didn't have to witness that, because that sounds terrifying.
Well, it literally, you know, you've seen pictures of the drag queens where it basically, like, you can totally see their lip and it's like right done. I hate that look. So I think lips are really hard to do if you're trying to change your face, you know.
That's why we just need to get fillers, and then you won't have that problem anymore.
But I do have to say though, whenever I try not to change my lip and I just kind of like paint a tiny bit over my natural lip, it looks so cute in like 20s, and it looks very like I have a little boquita, you know. And I'm like, maybe I'm just meant to have a little boquita.
A little one.
Yeah.
As we've said before, I would die if you got full fillers in your lips and just didn't say anything to me.
Oh, and you know what else could be natural fillers? If not natural, but if you take HGH, human growth hormone, not only do all your organs get bigger, like your heart and shit, like you could die, and your brain, but like over time your face starts to get bigger. Like you start to get kind of like a ridge, your lips get naturally bigger, your nose gets bigger, everything like is stimulated in growth. And so that's why, like, you know, you can avoid fillers if you just kind of take HGH.
I had no idea. Wouldn't it be funny if that was a new trend and lips are getting bigger, but then like female brows are getting like more caveman?
Well, I think for females, the way you avoid that is, see, HGH is supposed to make you look younger, which it does kind of, but it does change your facial features and stuff like that. Females use like an HGH gel. So you basically kind of apply it to the place that you want to work and not to the other place.
Just kidding.
I don't think you know what's weird for stuff like that? I think a lot of that stuff is like genetic. And so HGH and stuff like that is not going to actually do that much. It's so weird.
That all freaks me out so much, to like manipulate your body that much.
I know.
I don't know. It's crazy, but we should think of more DIY fillers. I have like the lip plumping gloss. It's such bullshit. It's like barely a little bit of like cinnamon or whatever because it's supposed to like irritate and whatever. But I just use it for a shine because it's not real, you know?
Yeah.
But what if wait, hold on. Pretend you got like major Botox, but like show me your face. Because mine would be like.
I mean, I have such already a youthful face anyways. I look like I'm in high school right now. Do I not look really young without my beard?
You do. Okay, wait, look, I would look like Morticia Addams.
Ooh.
I look like a vampire mistress.
You look genetically modified.
I look like Gaga in the Born This Way video. Remember she had like crazy weird cheekbones?
I look like I'm trying. I have lotion on my face. Look. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I know. Watch.
You look like your own picture, like when someone would decapitate someone in the Aztec era and hold their head.
Hi, guys. I'm selling a new property up in 29 Palms. Like, yeah, like that.
Oh, to be like, hold on, wait. Let me see if I get like, okay, that was like, that. I feel like that's like Botox because that's like the lift. But if you get like an actual face, hold on, wait. No.
That's not bad.
It didn't work.
The problem is, what I don't like about all that shit is, what freaks me out about it is like scarring. Like you could be able to see the scar even with like breast implants, stuff like that. I like, no. Like that type of shit is just like, no, just moisturize, drink a lot of water.
I just like, I would love to be one of those women that's like, you know, like the mom of a teenager, but like still very tan, wearing a lot of like frosty pink lipsticks.
You should never get that tan.
Like weird, like that like shelf they get.
Oh, yeah. Like,
let's go shopping for your prom dress for Delta Rays, blah, 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 you know.
Oh, God. Like that, yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll work on our DIY fillers.
Well, I think this is a good place to end it. Well, let's just say a few words.
Guys.
To all those that are listening and watching,
we pray.
We're sorry that you're all stuck in your apartments, and we're even more sorry that we're stuck in our apartments and that our careers have been ruined because of this.
And I will be auditioning for a local High School Musical theater once this is done.
That's all. Honestly, that's all you can do after this. Find your local community theater and go out and audition for it.
Till next time, guys.
Bye, sluts.
Bye.
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 Oh, stop this shit. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, stop video.
Okay, cool. And I see you